So I get lots of inquiries from students, okay, who want to maybe open up their own business eventually. Now, you wouldn't open up a business immediately after the 4 modules. Now, in saying that, I have had students who have done it, and I've had some very successful students, you know, that way, like one off the top of my head, who at this stage must be 15 years in business, and again, a very successful wedding florist, but also brick and cement flower shop based here in the west of Ireland. But I wouldn't normally recommend to do that, because like all courses, you need to get some practical experience. So when you've completed your modules, this is something that we can organise or help you out, you know, that way, is to get a bit of work placement, work experience. Or maybe you want to specialise maybe as a wedding florist or an event decorator. And again, we would have past students of Case Flower Schools and also lots of wedding event companies and flower shops all over Ireland who would take on our students, you know, the way, on placement and give them the experience of it. I always feel you need to work through the busy periods. Like a Christmas, you'll never know what Christmas is going to be like until you work through a Christmas in a flower shop. Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, and even the wedding season alone. So when you've worked through, you've done the 12 months and you've worked through all the peak periods, you know, that way, maybe at that stage, you maybe would be ready to open up your own business. But as part of our training here at Case Flower School, we don't just teach floristry and flower arranging, we also cover the business end. So whether it's what to buy in to open up a business, or the overheads of your business, or working out for your business plan, we do business plans as well, like what sort of turnover do I need, what sort of expenses, what's the formulas, what's the markup, the profit, the losses, what can I write off my taxes at the end of the year, how can I register for VAT, how can I register my business name. I could go on and on and on. On each of the modules we have a section on business. So we start off on module 1. Some people, it may not interest them at that stage, you know what I mean? And then we continue a little bit more advanced on module 2 and a little bit more advanced on module 3. And module 4, we go right in there with the business end of it, bringing it all together. And that's why I said that when your online programs are over, for a limited number of time, you still will have access to go back in and watch the tutorials again. But remember, when you're finished your training here at Case Flower School, all our completed qualified students, they all move into our free mentoring group. That's the Bloom Studio. So once you're in the Bloom Studio, it costs you absolutely nothing. You still have access to me. I still come on live for Bloom Room chats just ever so often. And if you have any questions at all, you can always post them in the Bloom Studio. And if it was something that needed an extra bit of information, I'll normally say, listen, why don't you give me a ring and we have a chat about that this evening? Or why don't you WhatsApp me and we can do voice messages back and forward and we can cover it all. Our motto here at Case Flower School, once a student of Case, always a student of Case.